Hello, 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 and happy Thursday, Year Sixes. Very excited for another day of home learning. Once again, set yourself a time limit, have a look at what we've got, choose the bits that will work for you. After that time limit is done, have fun, play games with your family, have a go at some connected curriculum activities. There's some nice crafty bits on there, or some research bits if you're wanting to do that. Just have a bit of a brain break, don't put too much pressure on. Okay, so today we have got Tom's Midnight Garden, chapters 17 and 18. Mrs. Perry is continuing with her problem solving that we started yesterday. In SPAG, we are looking at synonyms, and in English, it is a continuation of our free choice writing. So if you've not started that and you would like to, I've put on the same information that we started with on Monday, so you don't have to look back through the videos. You've got it there and ready for you. So choose something that will be good for you to practice and enjoy.
Hello Year 6. Tom's Midnight Garden yesterday left us wondering how Hattie is, didn't it? So you're going to find out the answer to that in chapter 17 today. You need to read chapter 17 and 18 to answer your questions. Hope you enjoy those chapters, and then the questions are on the next page. So here are your questions today for chapter 17 and 18. Good luck with those, and the answers will be on the next page. So here are the answers to your questions today. You'll be able to see how you got on. Okay, Year 6, we're going to do some maths today. We're going to start with a warm-up skills practice, 9 questions for you to practice a variety of things. Just a couple of reminders about how to do some of these before you get started. When you're lining this up, make sure you're very careful with your place value, because there's 1 digit here after the decimal point and 2 here, so line those up nice and carefully. When we are dividing bigger numbers, we can use the bus stop to help us, and remember to list your multiples of 14 down the side to help you. Here you won't find 4/6 until you find 1/6 first, so always just find 1 first and then multiply it by 4 to find 4 of them. When we are timesing or dividing by a power of 10, so that's 10, 100,000, 10,000 and so on, a nice quick way is to just slide the numbers along, which you've practiced a lot of times. You don't want to be doing a formal long multiplication here or a bus stop here. There's a much quicker way to slide your numbers along, don't forget about that. 23%, probably best to find 10% first and double it to know your 20%, then find your 1%, times it by 3 to know your 3% and put those together. So I hope those clues help. Good luck with those today, and you'll be able to see how you get on the next page. How did you get on with these today? The answers are here for you to check your work. Hope they were good for you. We're going to look at some problem solving again today, very much like we did yesterday. Moving on to part 2. You're going to carry on using bar models to help you solve the problems. You need to go to this website again like you did yesterday. So it's this one here. And when you get there, the screen should look like this. I need you to go to Summer Term Week 2, click here to drop down, and when you get there you need to choose Lesson 4. So when you get there, the page looks like this. There's a really good video to watch again. It explains things very, very clearly, uses the bar modelling and the pictures to help you. So you're going to watch that video. The work is on the video, so you can pause that video and do the work, or I have put it on the next page to help you if you prefer. Good luck with that. So here is your problem solving for today. Please do use the diagram of the bar models to help you. It really helps you to think about what's going on. And here's your next piece of work. Again, please use the bar models and pictures to help you. So here are the answers. You'll be able to see how you got on with those. The answers are modelled and explained really well on the video, so I would advise you to watch on there how they solve them. Don't worry if you didn't get these all today. It's quite a difficult idea, but if we keep looking at it and having a little go, then eventually you'll be able to use it yourself. Well done with your maths today then, and you have some SPAG now with Miss Tucker. Bye for now.
Okay, my lovelies. So synonyms, we're normally pretty good on these year 6, but just in case you have forgotten what synonym is, synonyms are different words that have the same or similar meanings. So I have a task here just to get us warmed up and thinking in a synonym manner. You've got 3 words, big, cold, and nice. Time yourself 30 seconds per word and write down as many synonyms or words that mean that word as you can think of. So if I was to start with big, I might write down colossal or huge or large. All these words mean big. They are synonyms for big. So pause the video now. 30 seconds per word. How many can you think of? Off you go. Okay, here are some answers that you may have got. So obviously there are lots and lots of synonyms for each of these 3 words. I'm not going to write down them all, but well done if you thought of some that aren't on these lists. I'm very, very impressed. If there are some words on here that you haven't used before or are not super familiar with, try and write them down and see if you can put them into a sentence. So we know what they mean because they're synonyms for those words. So for example, if you hadn't used the word immense before, we know it can be used as big. So write it in a bit of a silly sentence. So you could say, the elephant's bottom was immense. Okay, so use the words that you're not super familiar with in little sentences now in your book. And when you finish that, please resume the video. Okay, my lovelies, here are 3 synonym questions. When you are ready, I'm going to ask you to pause the video and resume when you're ready for the answers. But please remember that in question number 1, there could be more than one answer that you could tick. There's a hint. Pause the video now. Okay, here are the answers, guys. So for number 1, you could have had the answers normal or unusual. Well done if you got both of those. A pair of synonyms in the sentence below is expert and master. They both mean the same thing, being very good at something. And below, your pairs of words are soldier and warrior. They both do the same thing. Sparkling and glittering, as well as disappear and vanish. Well done if you got those 3 questions correct. Okay, you have got an activity now. I would like you to use either a book thesaurus if you have one, or an online thesaurus. Thesaurus.com is the one that we use in school. To try and find 3 different synonyms for each of the underlined words. So I've given you an example about at the top. So in the forest was scary. Scary is underlined. So in your books, you would write the forest was frightening, terrifying, petrifying. These are 3 synonyms for the word scary. So pause the video, and then when you resume, we'll be moving on to English. Well done, guys. Good synonym work. Okay, team, so we're on to our week 2 of our English cycle. So just like in class, we've spent all of last week building up skills towards this purpose of writing, and now it is a big right kind of time for you to utilize those skills that we developed last week. So today I'm going to present to you a free choice right. So as long as it is an information text informing me about something or other, I'm happy to receive it. It can be on anything that you like. If you're really stuck on what to do it on, prehistoric animals are super interesting. I've done an example for you on a prehistoric big cat, and I found it really interesting to do the research, so that might be quite nice, and it links to our Stone Age topic, but it can be on anything you like in the world. You can present it in any way that you like, as long as it is written down, although an information video would be really cool to see. So if you want to do one of them, please do. If you want it to count towards your end of year writing grade, it does have to be written down though, which is a bit sad. But it can be written on the computer. You can use a document to do it. If you're going to do that, if you're going to do it on Word or Publisher or PowerPoint, pretty please, would you be able to export it before you send it? If you go to the File tab at the top and then go down to Export, it will then create a PDF, which is a little bit easier to send across, because sometimes when you send PowerPoints and Word documents, it moves all the writing out of place and it's a bit of a jumble at this end. So if you export it into a PDF, it freezes everything where it is and sends it across nice and neat. Or you can create a big double page spread in your book with flaps and pop-ups and spinny bits and tabs that pull out, because I know you will love doing them. So you could do that as well. There are some examples in the PDF document that goes along with this video. So I found lots and lots of creative examples if you want to have a look at those for some inspiration. And there are lots of different topics. And you can spend as much time as you want on this. So although all the PDFs give you a suggested time for the day on whichever documents like in class, some of us work a little bit quicker, some of us need a little bit more time, and with everything that's going on in the world right now, some of us have got a little bit more time or a little bit more help than others. So don't feel that you need to spend 5 hours on this over the week. If you want to spend 5 hours on this over the week, you can do so. I'm not going to stop you. But if you have got maybe an hour and a half one afternoon and want to sit down and bosh one out, that's fine. If you want to spend a whole day on it, that's fine. If you want to spend half an hour because that's all you've got, that's absolutely fine. But any kind of writing would be really lovely to receive. I received lots of nice pieces last week, and I really enjoyed them. So especially if you haven't sent me one, I'd love to see one from you. So I'm going to show you now the example that I created for you. I think you'll like it. No judgment on my very wonky-faced cat, though. So mine is a little pop-up. I'll show you in a second how to do it. Just a nice big colourful information text. The writing didn't take too long. Most of it was research and creating the pop-up. So if you would like to create a pop-up like that, you need to fold over a piece of paper and draw a headless animal on the paper. Then you need to cut that out, do the same for the head and the tail, and then colour it in. Again, a bit of a wonky face, but that's okay. Then what you need to do is attach the head to the body like so. I used a little bit of sticky tape because it was nice and flexible and would allow it to move. And then you just need to turn the feet out so you can stick them down. So I just taped my feet flat onto the book like that. And when you fold it, it all folds up nice and neatly, and you unfold it and it pops out like at the start of the video. So if you want to do one of them, you can do. If you want to do, I always think about when we think of creative presentations, I always think about that huge Titanic piece we did last year where I had a swivelly bit and a pull out bit and a bit that comes out of an envelope, and there were flaps galore and bits of drawing and writing. You know, go nuts on it if you want to. If you just want to write down an information text, you can do that too. But the options are endless. So that is my task for you. Try and think about all the things we talked about last week. There is a copy of the Expanding the Success Criteria on the PDF for you to refer to. Cram in as many techniques as you can and you feel comfortable using, and then I really look forward to reading them. I loved your text last week about the Stone Age. You all did a phenomenal job. Well done to all of you that sent those in. And so I'm looking forward to this week. Off you go. Enjoy. Okay, my lovelies, that is it for today. Well done for finishing another day of home learning. I'm very, very impressed with all the photos and videos that I have seen and all the messages that you have emailed. Mrs. Perry and I are loving seeing what you're up to. If you would like to publicly show everybody in our class what you are up to, please use our Padlet link, which is there. If you want to do any extra bits today, we've got these websites or the BBC Bite Size website. Don't forget as well, you can do some connected curriculum activities if you would like, so you should never feel bored. But if you've worked really hard today and you need a brain break, go and have a play, do some creative stuff, read a book, hang out with your family, just have a nice rest of the day, and I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye, Year 6.